Wednesday's game, obviously that was a brilliant experience for everybody involved. A couple of days sort of to digest that. What's the general feeling of the campus today?
Yeah, the players are obviously buoyed by it. And now what we have to be able to do is take the energy from that and the standards from that and keep doing what I keep saying. What we want to try and do is find consistency of that. That's the next stage for these young players now. I know there's some experienced ones in there as well, but as a team with the young ones in there, we must try and find some consistency of the qualities that they showed on Wednesday night. What I said to them this morning was, now you've been outed, now everybody knows what you're capable of. Now everybody will understand that I will just be saying to them, in my way, just go and hit the same intensities again and live at the intensities. We know that you comfortably can live at the intensity, because they finished the game very, very strong. So if you hit the kind of intensities of the asks of the game, then we should be performing all or most of the time at that kind of level. So that's the challenge now, is to be able to come to every game and understand that that's the levels that we've got to hit, and then it will certainly make my job a lot easier.
Yeah, I feel like that's it's been the buzzword so far this season, is looking for that kind of consistency. And how do you sort of put that onto the players in training and in team meetings to try and make that move from the Newcastle game into league games?
Yeah, well, obviously we had to find the level first. What is the level? What fairly do we think? Because we have to be fair with them. Because I would never ask players to do things that I don't believe that they can do. So fairly, what sort of levels of intensity, work rate, output, without getting too complicated now, output of what we do with the football, what we can do with the football, how good we can be with the ball, how good we can be getting the ball back and all that kind of thing, the running stats. We now have a kind of level of that, and they hit that, the peak of that on Wednesday. So now we have a new level. So they'll be expected to and be measured against that now. So we'll speak about that all the time. In training, I've never been a problem, as I've said many times. They play at the intensities in training. What the problem has been as with young players is in new groups is being able to understand that whatever this game is asking them is finding a way of answering the questions to that and going to attacking that and being good at that, and not try and describe it. Very rarely do you get the game of your dreams. You have to just accept that on this day it's windy, go and be good in the wind, that type of thing. So that's what we're trying to drill into them now with their development as a team and as young players, is to accept that and be good at that and just go out and find a way. So we've designed a way of playing now, and it's just about making sure we hit the levels.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair point, especially with the youth that are in the squad. Is it about finding that peak and then finding another new peak to sort of try and obtain consistently going forward?
You obviously have to be able to see what that new peak is, but if you're going to improve and keep getting better, then the bar has to keep getting raised. So what they've done is they've raised the bar now, and the expectations will be on them now, because the supporters, will be expecting them to get up and around and near the levels all of the time now, because that's been set, so the evidence is there. What you can't do is say all of a sudden, I want you to go and start performing like X group, another group who we might not have the capabilities of hitting that. You have to be fair to them and take the measurements and the evidence of the intensities that have played it before, measure that, keep that, and say, look, we know that you can do that now. You have to go and play at the levels again, away you go again.
Yeah, and obviously you're pretty used to having the 2-day turnaround for a game going Saturday, Tuesday. This time it's Wednesday to Saturday. What's that sort of been like for the rhythm of the team? Yeah,
it's knocked us out a wee bit, but we just had to make sure that we get them recovered. The first thing that you try and do after a game, as soon as the final whistle goes, you're working on the recovery. So physically, I'm talking about you're working on the mental and physical recovery. So as soon as the game finished, that's what we've tried to work on now, plus trying to still recover them, but get the necessary levels of work into them at the right intensity that you don't make them tired again. So you've got to try and think about how you're going to work that. So that's what we've been concentrating on now is, getting the work into them, getting the Colchester stuff into them, but making sure that we don't take any out the legs and we understand that they're still recovering from a really intense game on, emotional game on Wednesday night. So it's a bit of that, but still try to get the work in. Listen, no excuses. We believe we've done that now. We've finished the last training session today. We looked after the legs. We believe that we've recovered them. We've got the work into them. And now it's only about looking forward to Colchester now and making sure that we're prepared and ready to go.
Yeah, how difficult is it to have those sort of short turnarounds consistently over the course of a season? Surely it must take, mentally especially, just take it out of some players.
Well, yeah, when you think about the amount of games that they play over a season, there's no doubt that it takes its toll. We play an awful lot of football now. But as you get more experienced as a player, you learn how to make sure that you're ready for the next one. You look after your body, you look after your training, you make sure psychologically that you get ready and you accept it. And you like I just said to you there about when we first started talking, you make sure that you adjust and adapt accordingly to make sure that you can get performance. And because the big thing is, you got to remember is maybe not so much this week because at Colchester I don't believe played during the week. So, but usually the teams that you're playing against have played a lot of football as well. So you accept that and you just get on it.
Yeah, and obviously you always say to us that every game will have different asks of each player and you guys as a team. What kind of asks do you expect from tomorrow's game? Yeah,
but listen, that's why I keep saying every game is different and never be the same. It'll not be the same as the Newcastle game. Will be different things that we have to be good at in that game, and we're playing at our own level now. We know that every game in this league is different, but and they're difficult. They're really difficult because there's a lot of experienced teams and managers in this league that knows how to try and get results in this league. So every game's difficult. You go and you understand that you've got to try and beat the best or need your best of what we do as a team. And we always believe if we get that right and we're consistent at that, barring good fortune or bad fortune, we'll give ourselves a good chance of getting results in every game. Yeah, certainly. And speaking to Lee O'Connor just then, the interesting point came up of the fact that we are realistically, we are only 5 games into the League Two season and there are another 41 left to play. Is it still about that patience and just trying to slowly work up to a level where you can be consistent? Because in the past, teams in League Two, they just can come from nowhere. Just by stringing a run together of good results, they can just find themselves in a really good position in the league, just based on 4 or 5 games. Yeah, but at that time, when that starts to happen, then you have found that level of consistency that you were looking for. The results will tell you that. Results and the performances won't lie. You will look at that and then you will see where we're up to as a team. And when we're starting to do that, put the performances and the results together, you know that the learning of the group as a group is starting to come together because the evidence is there and showing you that in the results and performances. So that's what you're working towards. And even when you get to there and everybody says, oh, you've got it now, you've cracked it or whatever, no, you've got to keep working hard and keep trying to improve it, keep pushing the bar and keep lifting it. And that's what the job of a manager as a coaching staff is all the time, is trying to keep pushing things forward all the time. But you will know, and people say to Wendy, you know that when you've cracked that is when you're performing brilliantly all the time and getting results and the team's still hungry and ambitious and still improving. So that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to keep pushing the thing forward. We don't think that it's where we want to be at the minute. We have to show the evidence of that, like I said, both in the performances and the results, but keep working hard to try and achieve that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just finally, are there any bumps and bruises from Wednesday's game that you can tell me about?
Yeah, there's a few. And if the game was this evening, it wouldn't be available. But that's why I say that, trying and be elusive or clever, because there was people that we believed on the Tuesday night when it been available for the Newcastle game, and they performed, they played. So we'll give them the chance to recover overnight. They're very fit and they heal very quickly. So we'll see how they are tomorrow. I'll give them every chance. But like I say all the time as well, without trying to bore people, we've got a squad of players here that have been brought to play. So it will just give somebody else the opportunity to come in and play and show us what they've got if we need to make changes. So we'll see how that is tomorrow, but no excuses. I think we've got a team that will go out there, and if they hit the levels that we all know that they can hit now, will give themselves an unbelievable chance of getting the result against Colchester.